Bruh.
Was nasty.
What's up guys, Rage Quitting here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get the 8-second TTK with Lightning Sorc. Let's go.
I'm just calling to say I...
If you guys enjoy PvP content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, I stream on YouTube now, so if you don't want to miss anything, click that notification bell. Thank you, and let's get back to the video. Alright everybody, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. You guys really like these TTK videos, so I'm just going to try and keep pumping them out. The goal here is to try to do all the classes, and then eventually I'll merge them all into one big video showcasing the slowest time to the fastest time of all the classes. But anyway, we're going to get into the gear here, but I want to preface this video by saying that the TTK, when we're using star pars, technically the TTK starts when combat starts and the time it takes to get the kill. So in the beginning here, I'm hard casting a halted offensive, which with polarity shift, it takes 1.9 second cast. So that 8-second TTK, if you wanted to be a stickler about it, you could add 1.9 seconds, which would make it just under 10 seconds. But regardless, that 10-second TTK is still the fastest compared to the other rotations that I tried throughout this, the period of making this video. So hard casting that halted offensive in the beginning is still the fastest way to get it, whether or not you want to include the time it takes to cast the halted offensive, right? But anyway, let's just go ahead and get right into the gear here. For this one, we're going to use the Stormwatch tactical. So Lightning Flash applies Stormwatch to its targets for the next 10 seconds. Whenever the target takes damage from Affliction, Crushing Darkness, or Thundering Blast, a lightning bolt is called down upon the target, dealing 2,243 energy damage. All right. For the tacticals we're using Gathering Storm. Force Speed makes your next direct force attack deal 20% more damage, and force attacks deal 20% more damage while Polarity Shift is active. The other one we're using is Unmatched Haste. The duration of Polarity Shift is increased by 5 seconds, and using Force Speed reduces the active cooldown of Polarity Shift by 5 seconds. Excuse me, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so my voice might be kind of weird, but we'll just get through this video here. For the relics, we are using Relic of Focused Retribution, which is Mastery, and then Relic of Serendipitous Assault, which is Power. All right, for the stats here, we're looking for 100% accuracy, so no accuracy from your gear. This is just your regular accuracy for PvP. And then above the 7.14% alacrity, which is the minimum required with the gear here. This is the alacrity that we have, and then the rest of it is into crit. So minimum required alacrity and maximum amount of crit that you can get. Moving on now into the combat style. So this build is actually not very far off from a normal build that I would use in Warzones. So take it with a grain of salt. Normally I would use Cloud Mind here for that more, damage reduction on a 45-second cooldown. For the TTK build, though, we are going to use Finish Them, which is extra shock damage on anything that has a slow on it. And this extra shock damage really does make a difference as far as the damage that you deal. I think typically what people do is they would pair this with the Affliction slow, but you don't really have to. As long as you're using shock while Crushing Darkness is on the target and the halted offensive slow is on the target, because the halted offensive / chain lightning slow lasts for 6 seconds. So as long as you're doing the shock within the 6-second time frame and they have Crushing Darkness on them, this shock will deal bonus extra damage. All right, and this shock was saving 1 global cooldown, sometimes 2 global cooldowns to get the kill on time. All right, moving up in the 39 row, we're going to take Dark Embrace. Thundering Blast causes Affliction to tick twice. So the reason why this is good is because of the tactical that we're using. Once we trigger Stormwatch, Thundering Blast and Affliction both make the Stormwatch deal more damage. So this Thundering Blast will make that Affliction hit in additional time. So it'll call down the Thunder more often with the Stormwatch tactical that we're using. Okay, and then everything else above this row here is pretty standard talents, whatever you want to choose really. But for the TTK, we're going to take Dark Embrace here, and we're going to take the Finish Them shock talent here. All right. Alright guys, before we get into the rotation section of this video, if you're enjoying the content so far, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But I also want to clarify a couple things and give you a little bit of context to the point of this video here. A new friend to the channel commented on the Assassin video that I did, the 8-second TTK, and we kind of went back and forth about the usefulness of this in PvP. If you don't want to use this build in PvP, you definitely don't have to. I usually take the damage reduction talent instead of the extra shock damage, and I normally take the root built on Thundering Blast because it has that extra utility for the root. You know, player preference. If these builds are, and the point of this video is specifically just to showcase how quickly each class can get a kill on a player target, and it can be done in PvP. The very same day or the next day, I made the 8-second TTK video for Deception Assassin. I went into PvP on stream and did the rotation in PvP at least 5 times in a single match. So there's a time and place to use it. Of course, you know, when people have all the defensive cooldowns that they have in the beginning of fights, you know, you're not going to be able to get this done, right? It's just plain and simple. Things need to be always in your range. They need to not be receiving heals. They need to not have defensive cooldowns running. So, you know, of course, this isn't going to be done every single time. Plus, with the Lightning Sorcerer, you still need Recklessness and you still need Polarity Shift, which is not going to be all the time. It's once every minute and a half or so. So, you know, time and place to use it, but this video is specifically made just to showcase how quickly each class can actually kill a player target, okay? Alright guys, so moving on into the rotation here. I'm going to show you this rotation in sections and we'll go through it one at a time. But basically what we want to do is we always want to start with the Polarity Shift because Polarity Shift lasts for 20 seconds. So we're going to start with it so we can take full advantage of the increased alacrity that we get and the increased damage that we get. Because of the implant that we're using, Gathering Storm, force attacks deal 20% more damage while Polarity Shift is active. So this whole time that we're in combat here, we're going to get 20% increased damage on everything that we cast, and it's gonna cast faster because Polarity Shift gives you 20% alacrity. What we want to do here is we're gonna Polarity Shift and then hard cast the Halted Offensive. So we're gonna Halted Offensive, you know, with Polarity Shift into an Affliction. Right after that's done, we're straight into the Lightning Flash. We want to do this because we want to start the Gathering Storm the Stormwatch Tactical as soon as possible. Okay, because Stormwatch lasts for 10 seconds, and that's kind of the time frame that we're trying to get the kill in. So we want to apply this as early as we possibly can. So we're going to hardcast the Halted Offensive with Polarity Shift active. As soon as Halted Offensive is let go, you're going to put the Affliction on the target and then go straight into the Lightning Flash. Right after Lightning Flash, we're going to go into the Crushing Darkness. So by this time, a few seconds have passed already. Stormwatch Tactical lasts for 10 seconds. Crushing Darkness, the dot, lasts for 6 seconds. So during that whole 6-second window, Stormwatch is automatically going to be proccing every time Crushing Darkness deals damage to the target. And at the same time, Affliction is already on the target. So every time Affliction deals damage, the Stormwatch Tactical is kicking in again. And then right after this, so it's going to be Halted Offensive into an instant Affliction, into the Lightning Flash, into the Crushing Darkness. Okay. After this is when we're going to pop, and look at all the damage that's being done right now as I'm just, you know, standing here, you know, just talking and not doing anything. So all that extra damage was going off in the background. While that's happening, we're going to hit Recklessness and Force Speed and then go straight into the Thundering Blast. Okay, so Recklessness, Force Speed, into the Thundering Blast, into another Halted Offensive, and then into that Shock. Okay, and that Shock is going to go off while Crushing Darkness is still on the target and the Halted Offensive Slow is on the target. So this Shock is going to deal bonus damage. So the reason why Shock is dealing bonus damage is because, well, Shock deals 35% more damage to targets affected by your Crushing Darkness. Crushing Darkness is on the target. Shock deals 35% more damage. Polarity Shift is active, so Shock deals 20% more damage. And because of this talent here, Shock deals bonus damage when it hits targets affected by slows. The Halted Offensive Slow is up. Crushing Darkness is up. Polarity Shift is up. So that Shock is going to deal a lot of extra damage at the end there. All right. Right after that Shock. All right. So right after that Shock is done, you should have some insta-cast lightning bolts to use. So that's what we're going to use to finish the kill. If these 2 lightning bolts don't finish the kill somehow, then the target should be low enough to just hit them with another Thundering Blast or even Force Lightning or another Shock to get the kill here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the full rotation on the Warzone Trading Dummy here. Okay. So Polarity Shift, hardcast Halted Offensive into an Insta Affliction, Lightning Flash, Crushing Darkness, Recklessness, Force Speed, Thundering Blast, Halted Offensive, Shock into 2 Instacast Lightning Bolts. Alright, and that should be the kill right there. Bruh.
Was nasty.
If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on another one. Peace.
I'm just